What's up, y'all? Kyle Hamilton here. I want to give a quick shout out to Lucas, Connor, and Ryan in the Week Zero podcast.
Jackson rolling out, 3rd and 7 after the penalty, and it's a completion to Kuma. He's still running. Kuma breaks free against a tire defense as the Hokies deliver the dagger here in Tallahassee. Empty look for Richardson. Oh, that is danger! Oh my! Keidron Smith cuts inside, and he's gonna pick 6 it in the swamp. Cat scratch fever Smith.
DJ is picked off, intercepted again by Benjamin Morrison. Here goes Morrison down the sideline. Can he go? Yes, he can. Touchdown, pick 6, Benjamin Morrison. Nix drops back underneath. Touchdown, Ducks. Wow. Chase Carter.
What is up, ladies? And it's the intro is replaying again for me for some reason, and I have no idea why. So I'm just gonna take my headphones off. Welcome. Oh my god, what the hell is this? Why is it playing again? Oh my god, Phil, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can.
Dude, I don't know why. Literally, the first 10 seconds of the intro was playing again for some damn reason. I don't know why. So, but what is up, ladies and gentlemen? We have a lot of people in here. Jeez, 34. I think this is the most we've had. This might be the most people we've actually ever had on our stream since Coster was part of the stream. But what is up, ladies and gentlemen? I'm your host for the Week Zero podcast, top left corner, normally / less happy VT man, otherwise known as Connor. And below me, of course, we got Phil. Jim didn't do it. Peters. I'm sure we'll find out. We'll find out in about 5 years' time whether he actually did anything wrong. So
5 years, right?
You know how it is. This is how it be. So,
right.
But it's crazy. We got a lot of people in here. I think we got people even outside of your normal stuff. It looks like there's a lot of people in here.
Great. Be sure to hit that like and share button. Obviously, we're gonna be following the CFP tonight live, giving our thoughts on it, what we agree with, what we don't, all of that, of course.
I look like a Duke frat boy, really?
Who's this random next to Triple M? You're getting like all the nicknames, bro.
Dude. So first I was So first time VT, man, because here's here's the golden playbook calling me VT, man. Right. And then someone else called me top left box, and now I'm Duke frat boy.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I'm just getting all the nicknames. I am the host of the Week Zero podcast. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the Week Zero podcast as well. We're at two. They're all wondering because I think they're all watching on your stream and they're wondering who the hell is this guy.
Oh, I see. Yeah,
that's what's going on.
This is Connor here, one of the hosts of the Week Zero podcast. Tonight, I am actually joining him tonight for this CFP live reaction, simulcasting on both Week Zero and of course Maze Madman. So that is the confusion. Of course, I dropped the video earlier today. Got great reaction from that. Thank you to all of you guys. It looks like it's going to be a mess for a long time with these allegations, but we'll get to that another time.
So real quick, let's go over. What are your predictions? The Kentucky fan is not here. I'm the VT. I'm the VT fan.
Yeah.
So
I'm
a Virginia Tech fan.
Is that what you
actually says top? Yes, yeah, Handy. My box literally says top left box because someone else called me top left box is what my name should be going forward. So that is why it says top left box. So okay, So there can be no sound. I apologize for the jittering, the stutter. I'm doing streaming both this through StreamYard and also the actual YouTube TV. So I apologize to anyone for the stutter.
Yeah. The
So
laptop's getting overworked
dude,
right now. The RAM is being stressed.
You know how they say, you know how like Apple's gotten in trouble because people say like they make it to where their stuff like stops working well after like 4 weeks or like not 4 weeks, after like a year. Well, I think this is like the first time I've ever had it where it's like truly like proving itself as that's
it's slowing down.
a thing. Yeah, it's annoying.
Definitely happens.
So, what are your predictions?
On the top 4, I'll give my predictions on the top 4 really quickly. I think Georgia moves back to number 1. Now they weren't number 1 in the initial CFP. They did just come off a top 15 win over Missouri. I think they moved to number 1. Ohio State's they haven't lost. Ohio State's victory over Rutgers really wasn't as impressive as the score says, and it doesn't help that Notre Dame lost yet again. That's 3 losses for Notre Dame, which knocks down that at one point very shiny win over Notre Dame, which I still think is a quality win on the road, right? But I think that knocks it down just a bit, and now I think they go to 2nd. I think Michigan stays at 3. I think there could be some shuffling now between Washington and Florida State. I think that's the one to watch. I would keep Florida State at number 4 personally, but that's what I think. What do you think?
I think I agree. Because that game against Rutgers, that was obviously a much closer game
than
what it was looking like for Ohio State. The final score is not indicative of how close the game actually was at points. And Rutgers kept it close, and I thought they were going to not pull it out, but maybe keep it within a score or two, like a score.
Yeah.
So I think what it's going to be is it's going to be Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State 3, Washington 4, because I think Florida State, they might drop because Florida State was struggling against a bad Pitt team. They were only up 10-7 until like midway through the third quarter and only won 24-7. So they haven't looked all that good. Who we got coming in? Oh, we got Ryan coming in here.
Shout out to my guy Toe. Shout out to Antoine.
We got Ryan in here.
You guys. Ryan's chair is here.
Oh, Ryan's chair. Chair and Doge stream, Frowell. Chair. Is it really just his chair again?
That's hilarious. Ohio shouldn't be in the top 2. Seth, I agree. I would agree with that, Seth. They are giving them their credit for those wins, though. Obviously, what's going on with Michigan is probably going to affect some people, even if nothing has been proven to this point. But
Oh wait, we haven't found. We need to find out how Luke. What the hell? What is Ryan doing with this camera? Oh, it's just Ryan.
Oh, here we go.
We thought it was just your chair, Ryan.
They've been looking for you over on my channel, by the way. All the comments, you got to check out the comment section of my last 3 videos.
Dude, I can only imagine. Ryan, I guarantee. So, Ryan, we got to find out how well your chair did this week. How well did it do?
46%.
It's not horrible. Sounds like it did better than me because took some swings and misses.
Lay down. Down. Come on. Good girl. I got a Doge.
Did you have a dog? I don't remember you ever having a dog.
Yeah, I have a Doge.
Oh, look. Doge. Is this your first time seeing Ryan's new background, Seth? Yeah, he stepped it up. Big time.
No.
All right.
Yeah, Ryan's got a big old nice back. What's your Doge? I didn't know you had a Doge.
Yeah, it's
I only remember seeing a cat. Okay, here we go. K-State, UNC, Tulane, Iowa's ranked again, and Arizona is ranked.
Get Iowa out of the top 25.
Iowa deserves that.
They do not. Bruh. They're literally, I swear,
So
this is what this committee
So
does.
K-State's still ranked.
We got to hurry because they move pretty fast. What I do like about this is Arizona being ranked number 21.
I said that was going to happen. They were going to win, and they were going to take UCLA's spot. Was UCLA like 21 as well?
Yeah,
were they 21
23,
or 22?
21. Yeah, something like that.
So they won and took that spot. Tulane, they keep ranked. Good. Oh, wait. That could be a good point. Is Notre Dame even in the top 25?
They better be.
Man.
Ooh,
yeah, what would they be?
If they're not in the 16 through 20 range, they're definitely not ranked.
If they have Iowa ranked over us, that's just
nope. There they are. Notre Dame.
I was gonna say
Notre Dame's at 20.
Why is LSU ahead of us? Get this fucking Bayou Bengal wannabe having ass out of the top 25, please.
LSU drops.
Man. Why would they be out the top 25?
Because they lost to every good team that they've played. Come on.
That's not true. They beat Missouri.
Come on. That was a fluke. We all know that.
And Oklahoma's at 17. Kansas goes up to 16.
You know what's crazy?
This might be the highest Kansas has been ranked since like 2007.
Hold on.
Since that season.
You know what's crazy? Is who would have ever thought
Notre Dame.
Who would have ever thought
LSU was better.
Who would have ever thought that you would ever see Kansas in the college football playoff rankings, let alone
no one,
and also be ranked ahead of Oklahoma, LSU, and Notre Dame?
That's crazy. That is crazy.
So Missouri only drops 2. I don't mind that. They didn't.
I like that. I think that's about right.
Oklahoma State moves way up. That's fine.
Look how high Louisville is. Is it Louisville, Louisville? How we say that?
Louisville. They moved up too for being a bad VT team. Well, I guess that's probably because
don't do that.
I guess that's
Virginia Tech.
I get VT, Virginia Tech, but I think that's also because Notre Dame was at
Somebody said Air Force is better than Notre Dame.
Guys, everyone that's watching, all 64 of you, which is crazy, go make sure you like and subscribe to the Week 0 podcast. We're at 217 subscribers. We're just trying to build it up. If all of you subscribe that's not subscribed, you could get us to like 280. That'd be crazy. We're trying to get to 300.
Help these guys
trying to get
out.
us there. So, any issue
with
this?
Be sure to like and share the stream, by the way. Let's get some more people in here. Let's talk about it. So far, I don't really have a big issue with anything.
Yeah, so
this is good for us. I think Penn State being in the top 10 is good for Michigan.
Yep, that's fair. Okay, who do you think's next?
Michigan actually plays somebody.
Bama's. I'm calling Bama at like 7.
Who's next, 8. Ryan? Who you think is next?
Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Oh,
yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah, I can see that. Ole Miss is definitely next. And then Bama.
It's Ole Miss. It's Ole Miss then Bama. Yeah, because
honestly, I feel like Alabama. I know that they lost to Texas, but I feel like if Bama and Texas were to play right now, Bama would win. I think Bama's a lot better than they were week 2.
Yeah, I think Milrose found himself a little bit for sure. Or at least the offense is, using his strengths better. I'll say that.
There's Ole Miss.
There we go. Right. Ole Miss is the number 9 team. I think, and this could be crazy. And shout out to Lucas for posing this question. But I think Bama might have a stronger resume than Oregon. I give Oregon a slight edge on the eye test, but I think that's going to be something that could decide some things later on, especially when some teams start losing.
Okay, so here we go. So then it's going to be Bama next. Golden. Yep, there's Bama.
Alabama, Golden, you're wilding. Put that out there. That's a crazy comment. No, not this one. But shout out to Baller.
No,
the key word is if.
Listen to this. Look at this. Look at this blasphemy.
I can't go that far.
Come on, man.
I mean, he did say
hold on, Golden Playbook. You realize Air Force just got drugged by Army, right?
Destroyed by Army.
And Army's bad. Okay, who we got next? Do you think Texas is next?
Texas,
yeah.
All right.
And Texas right now is probably ranked above Alabama solely for the reason that they beat Alabama.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
because I agree with Ryan. If they played today, I would take Bama. Oh, that's why you said that.
Yeah, that's why he said it.
Michigan number 1, Georgia number 2, Ohio State number 3, and then Florida State. They're not gonna put Michigan at number 1.
Probably not.
Definitely not this week. Yeah. If Michigan
Air
wins
Force
out,
lost. It's Texas. Yeah, so Air Force lost to 23-3 to Army.
Disgusting.
Yeah,
that's a horrible loss.
At home, no less. And we were all like, "Oh, Air Force is going to win the Commander's Trophy."
And this is going to be an unpopular take, but this is why I think teams like Air Force, those Group of 5 teams, like that's why you don't belong, because you can't go get mollywopped by Army after people like me, Connor, Ryan, been fighting for you all season to be in the top 25 and to be firmly in that top 25, and then you go drop a dud like that against a bad Army team, for real.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, it's I think that was a clean sweep. We all took Air Force, right?
Yeah.
Or Chair Force. Chair Force. That's why it was Chair Force, not Air Force. Damn it. The chair screwed us.
Man, the same shit happens in the Power 5. That's fair. That's fair. But in the Power 5, you can bounce back from that because you're going to play another Power 5 team. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Air Force isn't going to play in Ohio State down the line. They're not going to play a Penn State down the line. They're going to play Nevada. You know what I mean? Georgia over Michigan.
Why is Joey here? What does he bring to the conversation? Ouch.
Spoken like a true Michigan man. Shout out to Sly.
Which one? Wait, which one's Joey? Who's Joey?
Joey Galloway.
Sorry, I was. Yeah. Okay, here we go. So 6. Here we
6
go.
is going to be
Oregon. There's Oregon. So Oregon. Okay.
Oregon is better than any team in the country.
Stop it.
I'm calling it. Florida State 5. I'm calling this. I'm calling it.
Man, Washington's still gonna be 5.
Damn it! You're right.
Yeah.
What's crazy is I think those are the 2 best teams in the country.
You're wilding.
No, I'm not.
Florida State here. Again.
Honestly, Florida State should be 2.
I think so. If it was based on resume like they said, then Florida State should be 2 last week. I do think Georgia probably could be number 2 or 1 this week based on their resume.
I will say, Phil, out of any committee that we've ever had, I think this committee is the one that has gone with the least resistance in terms of ranking teams based off of what the fans want, because I think for me it's like you would have to have the balls as a committee to be like, okay, yeah, I know Georgia, they won back-to-back national titles, but they hadn't, besides Missouri, they hadn't played anybody. So
they beat that Kentucky team pretty thoroughly. All right, so Florida State's number 4. Chat, who do you guys see going number 3 right here?
Probably be Michigan.
Would you put Michigan 3 right here?
I was saying Ohio State drops to 3. Oh, yeah, it's Michigan.
Dude, we got 89 people in here. What the hell?
Yeah, my lives have been going crazy, man.
It's all on Phil's. We only have like 3 people in our stream.
Damn, that's tough.
We need everyone to go and subscribe to our channel.
Michigan.
Okay, here we go. Does Ohio State drop to 2, or do they stay at 1 despite struggling to get Rutgers?
I think they should drop to 2.
I don't think they struggled against Rutgers.
You don't think so?
That game was close in the first.
Bro, before that interception, they were struggling on offense. And if Rutgers had any semblance of an offense, they'd be down 21 to nothing, or 21 to whatever they had. Nothing, I think, or 6, whatever it was.
What happened in that game? Because I didn't get to watch it because it was the same time Notre Dame was playing Clemson.
It was 14-9. It was 9-7 at halftime, Rutgers, and then it was 14-9 for like a good
because all I saw was the final score, and I saw Ohio State.
Oh, sorry, Ohio State stays number 1. Ohio
That's
State
unreal.
stays number 1. Wow.
So, all right, do you guys agree with that? Should Ohio State be number 1?
No, it should be Georgia.
I don't know. I think Ohio State still has the best wins of any team. But if they're
their win
struggling
over
with
you guys
Rutgers,
it's not looking as good because you've lost 3 times. But
I mean, that Penn State win helps them to. I mean, the Penn State being top 10 helps them to.
Yeah, but
so that's.
I think it's.
I don't know. I would have moved Georgia back.
That win over Missouri is a lot. That win over Missouri was impressive.
Georgia has handled the teams that people said that they were going to have trouble with.
Hold on, let me
handled them handily.
Let me pose this question because I think this is probably what's going to happen, right?
Yeah.
So, say this happens. Say Ohio State and Michigan continue to dominate the Big Ten.
Okay. I guess, yeah. So they're showing right here, strength of schedule way higher, and they have this best strength of record.
But then they won't put Florida State ahead of Georgia. Okay. Anyway, so let's say this happens. So let's do this scenario real quick. Ohio State plays Michigan. They're both undefeated when that game's played. The winner goes to the Big Ten title. The winner doesn't, or the loser doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
Say Oregon and Washington play.
Yeah.
And Oregon gets revenge on Washington in the Pac-12 title. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then you have Alabama. Say Alabama takes down Georgia in the SEC title game.
Yep.
So you've got a 1-loss Georgia, a 1-loss Bama, a 1-loss Michigan, and a 1-loss Oregon.
Throw Texas in there too.
And Texas. Who gets in? Who gets in?
Oh, dear. Well, so Ohio State's undefeated in this.
Ohio State's undefeated. They probably
gets in that situation in that scenario.
It doesn't matter. No, it doesn't matter. Whoever wins that game is in. So,
right.
So even if it's a Michigan that's undefeated,
so I think the loser of that is out.
Even
for sure.
Really?
Now the loser of Michigan, Ohio State, and Ryan's scenario with all these 1-loss teams that are conference champs, by the way, I think the loser of Ohio State, Michigan would be out.
Okay, so who's your number 2?
Because you're going to have multiple 1-loss conference champs.
What about 1-loss Georgia? If they lose in the SEC title, do they fall completely out?
That is going to be interesting because I think the public, as a college football fan, if Georgia loses a tight game to Alabama in the SEC championship, I still want to see Georgia in there.
Yeah.
Just because of the history they can make, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, so Ryan's getting hate from everybody for even suggesting.
Dude, I never said Ohio State was I said whoever won the game. I'm just like I'm just saying whoever wins the game. Like my thing is just like so at that
Ryan's
point,
bridges have been burned over here.
You got 1-loss Texas. So we're just assuming Texas wins the Big 12 with 1 loss.
Shout out to
guys, Dexter, Antoine, Antonio, whatever the fuck your name is. I apologize for the buffering. I'm running the stream and YouTube TV at the same time, so my laptop is buffering.
You want me to pull it up, Connor?
That's why it's so slow. Sure, you can pull it up, but it might also be buffered because even when you pull it up, it was slow.
But really quick, so in my scenario, I'm assuming that Texas goes undefeated the rest of the way. So you got a 1-loss Big 12 champ in Texas, they're in, right? Then you got.
By the way, is the stream improved, guys? Let us know.
Let me pull this up. But anyway, then you have.
Never mind.
Hold on, let me pull this up.
Apparently not.
Right.
So then you have.
And we also lost a ton of people because everyone was here just for the top 25, and then they're gone as soon as it's gone back.
All right, I got it pulled up. Let me pull this up real quick.
ESPN about to snipe the stream? Apparently not, Brano. Apparently not.
All right, I got it up.
Keeps buffering. Now.
It might be look better.
Not great.
Is that better?
On
your guys' end?
Were you able to?
That's on mine right now. Is it better?
I mean, it looks better for me. I don't know if everybody sees that. Is it good?
I can't run on Ethernet because I'm on a laptop, and I don't have an Ethernet plug.
But anyway. So in my scenario, you've got undefeated or not undefeated, 12-1 Texas, Big 12 champs. You got the winner of Ohio State, Michigan, because I'm assuming they're going to cakewalk their way to a Big Ten title. So that's 2 spots. Then if Alabama takes down Georgia, Alabama gets that 3rd spot. And then you got Florida State. Okay,
I think we don't need to show this anymore. I don't think we need to show it anymore.
So say Florida State.
There we go.
So say Florida State drops a game. Probably won't happen, but say they drop a game and because they won the ACC, do you put a 1-loss ACC champion over a 1-loss Georgia that lost in the SEC title or a 1-loss Pac-12 champion?
If Florida State
if Florida State loses a game between here and the end of the season, do you think that they would drop Georgia? Well, no. So in that scenario, Connor, you've got 1 spot because you've got Michigan or Ohio State from the Big Ten, you've got Texas, and then you've got Alabama or Georgia.
Yeah, so I think what's more likely to happen is the Big Ten champion goes. The undefeated Big Ten champion is now the number 1 seed. Georgia and Bama might get in, considering ESPN's
you think they leave out a 1-loss ACC and Pac-12 champion?
Yo, if an ACC team loses, they're out for sure.
What about Oregon? Like if Oregon
that's
comes
the thing.
out
So then this is where the argument is. The argument comes down to the Oregon, Washington, Texas for 1 spot, and man, it'll be tough, man. Georgia might have to take the L. If it was up to me, Georgia would have to not make it, just on the strength of not playing they would have played.
They would have played, but they would have lost.
Shit. Yeah,
that's where it's like,
oh god,
yeah.
This is where you need the 12-team playoff this year. This was the perfect year to have it. Seriously.
Yeah, no,
this is not going to be an issue come next year, obviously. So.
That being said, then I think it's decided though, because one of Oregon let's say Oregon gets revenge on Washington, Washington's out. And to be fair, Washington has looked the shakiest of those 3 teams in terms of Bama, Texas, and them. So if Washington loses to Oregon, they're wiped out. So it really comes down to do you take Georgia or do you take Texas?
That's such a.
I think they'd rather want to keep Georgia, just to try and go for the 3.
Right.
You know how much
but Texas would be a Big 12 champion, and Georgia would not be an SEC champion.
Oof.
In that scenario, of course.
That is just like. Could you imagine if we had the 12? Like, okay, let me ask you guys this question. Next year, right? Looking ahead, obviously. Now, Phil, JJ is looking like he's going to go to the NFL, right? McCarthy?
I would if I was him, yeah.
Okay. So, like, do you think just because Michigan will probably have question marks because Blake will be gone. I don't know what your receiving situation. I know Georgia's probably going to lose a lot again because they lose a lot every year.
Yeah.
I mean, is there –
well, they're talking about 19 players going into the draft for us.
Do you think next year – we're kind of in the same boat where it's not like there's one team that's like
I think
miles
Alabama
above
might be that
everyone
team
else.
next year, if I'm being honest. Alabama has a chance to be dominant next year. Because they do have a lot of like underclassmen right now playing. I think they could be dominant. I think I
don't really know who else.
I don't know, man. It's a lot of teams because you're going to have a new quarterback.
Yeah.
We'll probably have a new quarterback.
Ohio State will be trash because they won't have Marvin Harrison anymore. Like
they got a stable of receivers, to be fair, but Ibuka will be gone too, so they'll be breaking in 2 new starters.
They're going to lose a lot on that defense too. Ohio State's going to lose a lot on that defense.
Their best player on defense is gone. Their best 2 players on defense, best 3 players on defense will be gone.
LSU is going to lose their star quarterback and their star receivers. Yeah. I mean, I feel like next year
some of these teams are going to reload. I think Georgia will be okay. They got a young quarterback; he'll be back.
Yeah.
I think Georgia will be there. I think Alabama will be there. Those are the 2 teams I think are the strongest.
But I mean, do you think that there will be a team like this year? There hasn't been that team yet. But do you think it will be kind of like this year where there's like number one team and everybody else, or do you think it'll be kind of like this year?
Michigan is that, by the way.
I mean, I'm talking about like Michigan would beat this number 2 team in the country by like 21 points.
Well,
like,
that's what's about to happen, by the way.
Okay.
But
well, no, was that my prediction? Is that Michigan? That was my prediction. Michigan beats Ohio State by like
no. I mean, like, do you think Michigan, if Michigan played Georgia right now, would blow out Georgia?
No, I think it'd be like a.
That's what when I say like a team that's miles above everyone else, I think of like 2019 LSU that blew everybody out.
How many people are here right now?
We got 18.
We got 18
people. All right.
So we lost a bunch of people.
Answer in the comment section right now. If Georgia and Michigan play on a neutral field right now, does Michigan win by 21. Multiple scores?
Yeah. Or
in your opinion?
Michigan versus Georgia?
Michigan, Georgia on a neutral field today. I'm going to be honest. If Michigan and Georgia play today, I'm taking Michigan by 10.
Ooh.
If Georgia has Brock Bowers, I'm taking Georgia.
Right. If Georgia has Brock Bowers, I take it by less than 10. I think it's a classic game. It ends up being a classic game. But without Brock Bowers, Michigan by 10.
But I don't know. I don't know about you guys. Next year, I think it plays out the same way. I think next year, like we had a lot of parity this year. I think next year we'll have. I think there will genuinely be 20 teams.
Georgia kills Michigan.
I think there will be 20 teams, Phil, next year that will legitimately have a shot to win the national title. I think that there will be next year will be the most wide open college football has ever been.
I mean, it'll definitely be a lot more interesting to watch the CFP rankings when those come out.
I mean, look at Oregon. What are Oregon and Washington going to do? They're going to be without Penix, Bo Nix. USC won't have Caleb Williams.
Right.
Drake May's going to be gone.
Well, they're going to be in the Big Ten too. We got to remember that. So the Pac-12 is done in essence. Those 2 teams, I mean, those 4 teams will be in the Big Ten. They're probably going to be getting spanked a lot. USC is going to be a joke next year. I'm saying it right now.
They're going to get absolutely destroyed in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Penn State. Somebody brought up Penn State. Penn State, and I know they're frauds, and I stand by that, and James Franklin is the biggest fraud. That team next year, though, might be a really good team. I think that's a team to watch out for, along with like the Georgias and Alabamas.
Like, I don't know about you. Like, it's weird thinking this, but like, you know how we typically have that the year in college football where like the top 5, the top 10 players all kind of leave at once. Think about this. All your Heisman favorites right now, are gone. Every single one of them gone next year.
Yeah.
Like,
well, supposedly Drake May. There's been rumors that Drake May might not even go to the NFL. He might transfer.
You think he'd risk that?
Is he on the Bo Nix plan?
I saw something about that, and then also obviously with MJ Morris is redshirting, so he's going to be in the transfer portal, and Brendan Armstrong is not going to be starting.
The only way, if I was Drake May, the only way I'd come back, the only reason I'd come back
is to go to Notre Dame.
No. It's not Notre Dame, but like to transfer to a bigger profile program for money.
I think you guys should if Drake May is available, Notre Dame should try that.
I don't want Drake May, man. Like I love the kid.
You done with those transfer quarterbacks?
I don't want a transfer quarterback, man. We've had
especially those ACC transfers. That being said, I want to get to somebody brought up something in the chat really quick. I'm trying to find it.
Hold on, Phil, real quick. What is Michigan gonna do next year at quarterback? Like, are you guys gonna start Jaden Davis right out the gate?
That's an interesting question. I read something today that said JJ may return next year.
What's his draft stock looking like?
First round. That's the other thing. Okay. And I think if I was JJ, I would leave after this year, if I'm being honest. Especially if he ends up beating Penn State in the other state, I would leave. I would be out of there. But if he comes back, then the outlook is completely different for us. somebody said USC would be like the
Thomas
new Nebraska.
I guess he's a Penn State fan. So Thomas.
Because Notre Dame and Michigan fans are kind of in the same boat here. Like next year, if JJ leaves, do you start Jaden Davis and just kind of like be like, hey,
right?
Like
I
it's
think
got a
that's
tough
probably what's gonna
schedule.
happen.
Like who's JJ's backup right now?
Tuttle.
Oh God,
Jack Tuttle. Yeah.
I don't know if I'm a Michigan fan if I want Jack Tuttle running my offense next year.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair.
No, like I don't know, man. I think both programs, unless like if I'm Notre Dame, Michigan, unless there's a guy the caliber of like a Drake May or a maybe Riley Leonard.
You just said you ain't want Drake.
No, I'm saying like if this is Michigan too.
Oh, okay.
Like
yeah.
unless there's a guy like Drake May, maybe Riley Leonard, there's been stuff about him transferring. If I'm one of the or Quinn Ewers, there's rumors around him transferring. People at Texas think he's gone next year.
Said Tuttle can leave.
I mean, do you think? Like, I think that's the only situation you take a transfer. Now, if there's a guy like Jack Cohn or like Devin Leary, like guys that are kind of like above average, I'm like, nah, I'm sticking with the young guys because like I already got that, you know.
Let's go Michigan.
But is that kind of how you're feeling?
What's up, Nick? Too? What is up, my man?
Yeah, so I feel the same way. I think I want to obviously develop the young talent we have. We got some guys on the bench. Alex Orji is still there.
We want Orji.
We want orgies.
Right. What's the other guy? Denegal actually looks like a decent passer from the pocket too. Every time he gets in there, he makes a play from the pocket. I like Denegal a little bit. He's a bigger guy. And then you're gonna obviously have Jaden Davis coming in as a freshman, and he'll have to compete with those guys. We may have to go through some growing pains, especially in a new. What's gonna suck, and this is why I think JJ should come back. This is the only reason if I was JJ, I would come back. Is because Michigan's schedule is going to be insane, and if JJ can look like he's looking right now against that schedule, then he's out of here. He's in outer space in terms of
like with how talented Jaden Davis is, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that he is good enough to go out there in his first few starts and beat Texas? I mean, just not like just being honest.
Just
like,
off of a freshman. Okay, so if I was betting money, I would say I would pick Texas next year if Jaden Davis is the day one starter. Not because I don't believe in Jaden Davis, just because he hasn't played a meaningful football game in college, right? We all need orgies in the end zone. Shout out to that. But yeah, just because he hasn't played a meaningful football game in college, I would take Texas in that game. If Jaden Davis, like I said, is the day one starter. That said, this is the best scenario for Michigan fans.
Yeah.
Is JJ comes back, Jaden Davis sits behind him. I hope Jaden Davis and his family aren't listening to this right now. Bryce Underwood commits. There's a quarterback battle the following year with Davis and Underwood, which Underwood would win.
The loser transfers,
and then Davis transfers, of course, because he's not going to want to sit behind that guy.
That's so disrespectful. Come on, man.
No, I'm not trying to disrespect Jaden Davis because I believe in him. It just is what it is, bro. We need that, not necessarily that scenario, but we need it to happen in terms of Michigan landing Bryce Underwood.
Bro,
can y'all just like send one of those QBs my way?
Just you can have Stephen Jelly.
Why don't you want Stephen Jelly?
Because we've been through the Stephen Jelly story before. He's basically Ian Book. Like, he's literally Ian Book. And I understand Ian Book's the winningest quarterback in Notre Dame history, which is wild.
Yeah.
That is the case. But he's a 3-star guy. He's the most experienced, but CJ Carr and Kenny Minchie have higher ceilings.
Yeah.
And with Notre Dame's schedule next year, I don't know if you've looked at our schedule next year, Phil. It is
Yeah, it's pretty easy. Yeah.
Easy as and
so
what is
let me pose the same question to you. Do you want CJ Carr as the starter day one next year?
At on the road at Texas A&M?
Yeah.
And it's going to be a night game?
No.
Yeah. I mean, because I don't think we're going to win that game anyway. I don't think even if Stephen Jelly plays that game, I don't care who the quarterback is for Notre Dame. I don't think we're winning that game just because it's week 1 and it's on the road at Kyle Field.
You believe in Jimbo Fisher?
Or
will he even be the coach?
Nobody knows. But the thing is, like, my thought process is you have an easy schedule next year, right?
Top left, I'll give you look they're referring to him as top left.
So we will have
top left. I'll take I guess I'll take Tuttle for free. I don't know who the fuck he is, but I'll take it.
we'll have Michigan's schedule next year.
Actually, no, it's probably gonna be Kyron Drones starting next year, him or Davey Belfort.
So Phil, please, next year, and fellow Michigan fans, please, when Notre Dame plays next year, please bash us on our schedule because it is god awful.
Right, because
our toughest games are Florida State and Texas A&M.
Talking heavy this year.
And the Florida State game's at home. Texas A&M's at Texas A&M, right?
Yeah. So it's easy. I mean, the other teams on our schedule, they're like Syracuse, Navy, NIU.
North Carolina? No North
Carolina, no NC
You got UVA, don't you?
Yeah, we got UVA.
UVA.
At UVA.
Oh, God.
Georgia Tech at Georgia Tech.
We're
playing Georgia Tech. So, yeah, our schedule is really easy. And I think, like, that's the perfect situation. Because, like, Michigan, like, you guys are, like, on the flip side, like, oh, we want JJ to come back because our schedule is so damn tough, right?
Right.
Notre Dame, it's like, we have the perfect schedule.
You can afford
to break in a freshman because our schedule is so horrendous. Like, even if we were to lose to Texas A&M and Florida State, right?
Yeah.
Notre Dame would be 10-2, probably in the playoff. Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Definitely in that discussion. I mean, it's 12 teams next year. Who knows what's going to happen?
And one thing you can say for sure is if CJ Carr starts or Kenny Minchie, they're going to be better as the season goes on than they were to start the season. So I think that's the perfect storm to start a true freshman.
What about Texas next year? Who is the starter?
Arch Manning, because that's why I have a buddy who's a Texas fan, and he's good friends with family members of one of the coaches over at Texas. And he told me that the rumor is that Quinn Ewers is going to transfer because the Manning family has put pressure on Texas and Sark to start Arch Manning next year because Arch doesn't want to wait another year to start. And that if he doesn't get to start next year,
draft?
No, Ewers would enter the portal.
Wow.
And Arch Manning would take the starting job because the rumor is that the Manning family has threatened that if he does not start next year, he will transfer.
Let me ask a question. Can you transfer back to a school that you transfer from without penalty?
He goes back to Michigan?
No,
to Ohio State.
Ohio State? That'd be hilarious.
I actually don't know what that rule is. I'd assume it's probably against the rules.
Yeah,
because anytime we see people like transfer, it's always they transfer. Usually we see them transfer down at times. It seems.
See, Antoine, I would agree with this, but next year if Notre Dame goes 10-2 and loses to the only good teams they play, people are going to say our schedule is ass. So I mean, I get what you're saying, but Michigan fans would be saying the same thing if the rules were reversed.
Michigan fans we're used to that kind of schedule at this point. And I think what Antoine is saying has a valid point. I personally, as a college football fan, do want to see the best teams play each other week in and week out. Michigan obviously hasn't done that the last few years in terms of the non-con, but next year we are definite that nothing can be said about the schedule next year. And I'm okay with it. I'm okay with like Michigan playing that tough a schedule, even if it means that we lose a game or two. But
I mean, my thought
just the
process
fan in
behind
me.
it is that just like if we get rewarded for just going 12-0 against a terrible schedule,
Yeah.
like this isn't aimed towards it. This is just if Notre Dame were to play a terrible schedule, we went 12-0, right? We've done that. We did that in 2012. Our schedule was horrendous in 2012. We went undefeated, played for the national title, right?
Yeah.
That's why
They
that team got their ass
destroyed
kicked because
Yeah,
we
they
didn't
got-
play nobody.
Yeah, body.
But that's why my thought process behind it is like if I'm Bama right now, and I'm looking at how Michigan and Georgia are getting treated this year, right? Because of the
Yeah.
strength of schedule. Why am I risking my ass playing a non-con game against Texas when I could be 12-0 right now playing like middle of nowhere state, and
Middle of
I'd be
nowhere state.
probably number 4 right now, or number 3, number 2, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why am I risking that then?
I feel like it's gonna change. You're gonna have to be able. You don't have to play as difficult of a schedule now because there's gonna be 12 teams next year,
Mhm.
right? We're gonna,
Yeah.
like I said, you're gonna have teams who are 2 losses that are gonna make it more than likely as at-large bids, depending however they do this. Whether it's gonna be, each power, obviously the Pac-12 is gonna be gone, so you have like the top
that's got to
4
change now.
So you get like the top 4 conferences, right? Get the automatic bid. Maybe that's 1 through 4. Group of 5, best group of 5 team maybe gets a guaranteed, and then you get like top. So then you get that, and then you just get 6 or 7 at-large bids.
Yeah, I think the only reason I bring it up as being possibly illegal killer is because I know, like in the NBA, and I know that this is college sports and not the NBA, they made that rule change a few years ago where, remember, like a guy would trade or a team would trade like an important like role player like Iguodala. Like the Warriors would trade somebody and Iguodala, right, as a package. And then that team that Iguodala goes to would immediately cut him, and then the Warriors would just re-sign Iguodala. Well, the NBA stopped that because it's obvious, like I wouldn't say like collusion, but it is like a form of that, because that's happening on purpose, right? They're trading knowing that somebody's going to get cut and that they can just re-sign them again. Now, in the case of this college football thing, I know it's a little different. Like they didn't know, the other state would have no clue that he would be transferring just to transfer back in a couple of years. They would have no clue that Arch Manning would eventually go there and the pressure would be put on him to, give up his starting position. So I understand it from that perspective, and maybe it won't be a problem if he transfers back.
Yeah, I actually don't know what the rule is. I would assume it'd probably be a suspension period.
Yeah.
Kind of like what they did with Tez Walker, but man, that's a tough one.
Yeah.
And also I believe Notre Dame plays Virginia Tech, Connor.
No, we don't.
We don't?
No, we don't.
Well,
play
actually,
until-
that might change, Connor, because Notre Dame has to schedule another ACC opponent now because Miami backed out. Which Miami, if there are any
Wait, they
Hurricanes
did?
fans,
Why'd they
How
back
can
out?
they do that?
because they're the Cats.
Isn't that considered like an ACC game for them?
They
Like, I don't
backed
understand
out.
how the ACC
Miami
would allow them to do that.
evidently
but
there
that's-
were,
but
quote, scheduling conflicts between
Well, I mean,
Miami.
Well, the problem also, the other thing is also now, like VT wouldn't be able to do it because their schedules are all filled out and stuff like that's come out. So I don't know
Yeah,
if they'll
Notre
be able to
Dame
do that.
basically doesn't have a 12th opponent for next year because Miami just like, oh, we're gonna pull the rug out. We don't know. We don't want to play you guys no more.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I mean, as far as
Play
I
Michigan.
knew, before,
Actually,
Like,
don't
hey,
play
Michigan.
Hey, Michigan.
honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. That'd be kind of smart for both of you guys.
Well, who
Give
would you guys drop?
We would have to drop somebody if that happens. So, and by the way, outside of Texas, we got like Fresno State. Like, it's not like an easy, even Power 5 team we're playing.
Just drop
in
Fresno
the
State for
non-con.
Notre Dame.
I would. I mean, we might as well. The schedule's already daunting. Why not make it?
Just make it like
The greatest
Make it
schedule
that
ever
much more of a
played.
guarantee.
Yeah, it'd be the
just that
greatest
much
schedule
more of a
ever played
guarantee.
at that point.
Yeah, like this is so Notre Dame. This is their schedule for next year: at Texas A&M, NIU at home, at Purdue, Miami, Ohio at home, Louisville at home, Stanford at home, at Georgia
Louisville's a
Tech.
loss.
Quit. Navy on the road in New Jersey.
Some good questions in here.
Florida State at home. Actually, we get Virginia at home, and then at USC.
If you lose to a terrible team, then you get what you get. But chances are you're gonna win, even if you're Notre Dame. Hey, go to put Steph's comment up.
Yeah, where's that at?
The bigger one down there.
Oh yeah.
Let's be clear.
Average
Notre
Ohio
Dame lost.
team.
Ohio's not much on the lighter note. Michigan will have to face 18th year starters.
Next.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Why is Ohio State average? The disrespect.
Look, man, Ryan, one thing you got to be honest about is they haven't looked like some like
their offense is dog
machine.
water. Their offense is complete dog, but their defense is really good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you their defense is good. Their defense is good.
Like what's sad is that Notre Dame could be Ohio State if we would have just traded Sam Hartman for what's his name? Kyle McCord, Honda Accord.
He said they below average. That offense is definitely below.
What do you
average.
think's offense is better, Notre Dame's or Ohio State's?
I think Notre Dame has a man. See, I'm about to. You remember earlier in the season, right?
Yeah.
I think like 4 games in right before you guys played Ohio State. I was like, yo, Notre Dame, and I think I tweeted this, right?
Yeah.
Like Notre Dame is actually playing the football like Michigan wants to play. Like they're actualizing it because your run game was like on 1,000, and then Sam Hartman was throwing darts all over the field.
We were averaging 50 points a game.
Right. And I was like, man, that's the vision right there. That's Jim Harbaugh's wet dream right there is what Notre Dame is doing over that whatever 3-4 game span. But then I don't know. Like you guys played Ohio State, and it was a tough defensive battle. I get that. Nobody expected you to score 60 points on them. But after that, even Sam Hartman just became a different player. Like after game 5 or 6, and he's not been as accurate. It just hasn't looked great. But I think
what's
if
weird
you go back to that first 3 games, that Notre Dame defense is better than the Notre Dame offense is better than Ohio State's offense has looked at any point this season.
Which is so odd because you saw it against Pitt. Notre Dame's offense looked like that again. And I mean, Florida State has a better offense than Notre Dame, and they only put up 24 on Pitt, right? So my thing is Sam Hartman has been trash. I'm sorry. He was my guy. Basically all Sam did this season was come to Notre Dame and get a bunch of money. That's all he did. That's the only thing he accomplished in Notre Dame. Which good for you, Sam. Good for you, man. Like clap it up. I respect the hustle, but dude, you just wasted a complete year of my time. Like I'm sorry. Like I don't know what the issue's been, but ever since that Ohio State game, Notre Dame's offense has just went downhill. I mean, even against NC State, right? NC State still has a top 15 defense in college football. Notre Dame's dropped 45 points on NC State. Where was that offense? Yeah. Like, what changed? Because, okay, I get the Ohio State game, but then you do that against Duke. Then you do that against Louisville. Like, what? I don't know if Sam just, lost confidence or what, but, dude, you're a 7th or 6th year guy.
Yeah.
And he's playing. Did you watch that? I don't know if you watched the Clemson game. The dude had 8 throws where he just threw to air.
Yeah.
How? And then we got people on the Notre Dame message board being like, bro, I wish we still had Jack Cohn.
Yo.
Oh my God. That is a level of depression.
We even had people say we need, bro, we had people on the message board start a thing that said, # we want Drew Pine back. Like,
Damn.
Oh my god.
it's
So-
been
So
that
really quick, I want to answer Antoine's question about. I think it plays a part. Certainly, like the spreads, like people see a spread, especially like big spreads. I think those really get the fans, right? Because somebody will see a 20+ point spread and they expect that team to dominate no matter what. So I do think it affects the fans' perspective in some way for sure.
Honda's check down game.
The Honda McCord. Man, I'm telling you, I think I'm going back to my original stance at the beginning of the season. Penn State is going to be Michigan's toughest competition.
If only it was a whiteout.
Exactly. I think it might be even a little scary if it was a whiteout. I'll admit that. Drew Aller looked like an actual football player last week. And not
He looked like
my
a
belief
football
in-
player.
My belief in Maryland, September Maryland gets me.
some people need to be
Dude.
fired at Maryland. I'm gonna say that. And you should probably start with Josh Gaddis, but that's
That's why
neither here nor
Talia should have transferred.
He
He
should
should have been gone.
Talia should have gone back to Alabama.
Oh,
After-
I forgot that's where he was.
Yeah.
He'd
But
probably be starting over Jalen Milrow. Not
yeah,
gonna
if he'd
lie.
have went
Oh, yeah,
back
no,
last
absolutely.
year, he'd definitely be
Absolutely.
a starter. Yeah.
You know where Talia should have went? He should have went to VT. Oh man.
Where did it go wrong for Virginia Tech? Virginia Tech was a respectable football
bruh.
program.
Dude, oh my god. Do you want me to go into all that?
Dude, it was back in
want to?
2018. Funny enough, Phil, this is how me and Connor met. We were on the Harris Highlights show,
Take
call-in
the-
show.
I get it. Great
It was the
point,
week
fellas.
Notre Dame. It was the week after Notre Dame had beat Michigan,
Yeah.
and Virginia Tech had lost to ODU, and Notre Dame had to play Virginia Tech on the road that year, and I think they were both ranked. Connor calls in the show before me, and they're like, "Hey, what's up, Con man?" Like he's like, "I really
Oh,
think
this is like week 4 or something?
yeah." He's like, "I think Virginia Tech's gonna pull the upset against Notre Dame." I immediately was like, "Bro, no, you just lost to ODU. Like, what are you talking about?" And
Damn.
you guys came close that year. or
Dexter
actually-
Green said Tuttle's going to
No,
Virginia Tech.
That was Tuttle. I don't know if that's was that 29 was it 2019 was the one where you threw a pick 6 and we were up by like 10 with
No. It was 2018 because we played you guys. It was the Dexter Williams.
Was that at
game.
VT?
Yeah, it was at
that
VT.
at VT?
That's when remember Dexter Williams, our running back, had like a 90-yard touchdown run that kind of broke the game open. It was
I
tied
know.
10-10.
Okay, then maybe I'm thinking of 21 because I'm thinking of 21.
Yeah, 21 where you guys should have beat us in South Bend.
No, that was at home. There was one at home where you threw Pine through a pick 6.
That was a glorious
up
day,
by-
Marcus Aurelius Max.
No, that was Buckner. Buckner was the one that threw the pick
Buckner,
six.
yeah, Buckner
that
threw
was
a
an
pick
excellent
6.
day.
We were up by 9 or 10 with like 10 minutes left, and then we blew it.
Did
Which
they win the Natty that year, by the way? That's crazy.
Yes, that's the natty year.
Which I feel so sorry for Alabama because Tommy Reese cannot recruit quarterbacks. I'm sorry.
Don't do
Like,
that.
He's the one that recruited Tyler Buckner and Drew Pine,
34,
and they were
Notre
both
Dame,
trash.
31, November 26, 2016. 2016, they beat you.
What?
Virginia Tech beat Notre Dame in 2016.
I think
That was
that
a bad.
yeah.
That was when they were like 4-8 though. So
Yeah.
like.
Speaking of,
And BT was down by down 21-0.
I wouldn't give Penn State 1 point.
speaking of,
What is the spread? 6.5? Michigan, Penn State.
You want to know You want to know something crazy? Dallas versus Giants. Guess what the spread is for that game?
It better not be
Cowboy-
single digits.
Giants at the Cowboys.
Giants at the Cowboys should be 13 points.
16.5.
That's crazy for a professional football game, and it should be. By the way, they're absolutely
Seth,
going.
Yes, Seth, we did. We beat Ohio State. were ranked 17th and then immediately lost the very next week to East Carolina. We were up.
Wow.
We were down 21-0 at halftime. Came back and tied it 28-all and gave up a game-winning field goal at the end of regulation at home.
Sounds
and then
very
that was the
Virginia
same.
Tech.
That was the same year. A few weeks later, where we got the famous Frank Beamer
It was
0-0
5.5,
meme.
now up to 6.
If you've ever seen the Frank Beamer meme where he's celebrating and it shows a 0-0 score, that's against Wake Forest when Wake missed a game-winning field goal attempt. We then lost 6-3 in overtime after having done Wake Forest's playbook, because that was the year the whole Wake Forest playbook scandal broke. We had Georgia, we had Wake Forest playbook, and we still lost. So yeah, that was
that's a good point, Marcus. 6 points. Hey, if the spread is 6 points, I'm taking that bet. Michigan wins that game by more than 6 points. Take it. Bet it. Michigan by 3 touchdowns or more. Damn it. Antoine is showing the Nittany Lions no respect. Point spread is down to 5 for the. Oh, I'm definitely betting that. Bet that, Dom. If you're still here, make the bet. I'm gonna make the bet. Hundreds of dollars on Michigan beating them by more than 5 points. That's kind of embarrassing, actually. Only thing PSU has on UM is the fact it is away at noon, hostile environment. Yeah, I think the environment definitely hostile. The noon kickoff, though, Fox really did Michigan a favor. Let me tell you, Fox, being those greedy, money-hungry bastards that they are, did Michigan a favor by choosing this game and not giving it to NBC.
Oh no! It would have been exactly like that the year Penn State beat Ohio State with the blocked field goal. Like it would have been some bullshit like that. That would have been you buying. You would have been not a happy. I'd have
been sick to my stomach, because NBC was definitely going to make. NBC had big plans for this game. This was going to be a primetime game, and it was going to be a whiteout. But Fox and the big noon kickoff. Shout out to those guys. For doing us a solid this season. Let JMU bowl. I'm with that. I was kind of hard fast on
they've appealed. They're appealing it. They're appealing the AC.
They want to play in their conference championship, right?
Yeah.
Not just the bowl game, but they want to play in the conference.
The only way they can make a bowl game is if there's not enough teams with 6 wins.
Which it already looks like it's not going to be, apparently. There's not going to be enough 6-win teams. But if they want a better bowl, then they should be allowed to play in that conference championship game.
What I want is I think the dream matchup would be JMU versus Liberty. That'd be a dream matchup for a bowl game right there.
I don't think so. I think JMU wipes the floor with Liberty, man. Liberty, I don't think is that good. I'm gonna be honest with you. And then I would have said Air Force before last week, but they are not good either. At least that was embarrassing last week. I don't know how that happened.
That is very, very true.
Thank you, Big Ten West. JMU. I think, okay, what do you think about this, Connor? JMU plays Iowa in a bowl game. Who are you taking?
JMU. I'd take JMU. I would take them straight up. I would take them. I probably would.
Question to the chat. JMU, Iowa in a bowl game. Who you taking? What's the score? I'm going to be honest, man. I think that Iowa defense is so good. That would be worth watching. I would watch that. I'm going to go Iowa 13. Man, I just don't see JMU scoring under 13 points though.
Yeah. Okay. Do you want to end this now since we got our normal stream in about 2 hours? So thanks to the 80, I think we got to like 90 plus people.
Liberty is decent.
So
Ryan, JMU plays Iowa in a bowl game. Who's winning?
You're muted.
JMU's winning. JMU.
Really?
Yep.
All right.
Dude, James Madison, their quarterback is insane, dude. And
I
what do you guys
haven't
think
been
about, do you guys think that with the petition to the NCAA, they're going to allow it?
I think so. I think they're already gonna make that bowl game because it's not enough.
Knowing the
16 teams.
NCAA, probably not, unfortunately, but they
Well,
might,
my thing is like, what's sad about JMU is they've been in the Sun Belt twice, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
They won the conference last year.
This
Couldn't
is
play
the
in the
last
conference
year
title game.
that they would be held out, right?
No, they have one more year.
Oh damn.
It's a 3-year. I thought it was only 2.
3 year. No, 3.
Yeah,
Isn't that dumb though? Like they've won the conference 2 years in a row because they're going to win it this year. They've got like a two game lead in the conference.
Okay, so we're gonna. So Ryan, we're gonna end this.
All right.
But thanks to everyone that watched. We were up to like 90 people
shout out
watching.
to everyone.
Tune in later tonight for the Week 0 podcast.
Oh shit! It is
tune in
tonight.
We'll be doing that later tonight at 10. Just going over the actual
Eastern.
week. Yeah, 10 p.m. Eastern. We'll be going over the. So we'll still be talking about the CFP. Obviously, we'll still be doing that. But we'll be doing this going forward each week. Try and maybe get it, at least it'll be Phil and me doing this each week, and that'll definitely be fun, especially when it comes to the actual final playoff. That'll definitely be interesting to see those matchups, obviously. But this has been the Week 0 podcast and Maze Madman. We will see you guys later, and be sure to check